hospitals or something like that, they just forget about them, like they just feel like they are not piece of our land or something like that. Just the land belong to us, but the people who's living there, we are not interested by them because they are not that educated, they are not that helpful, they just lying down, they doing nothing at all because it's so heat in there. And actually Sudan's people, they are not that worker or hard worker people. They just would like to chilling out all day and drinking tea and just sitting under the sun, and that's it. You know, even when I went there, I find their wives, they are working in their lands or they're growing the vegetables and that type of stuff. So when we went there, we find like big groups, totally 2,600. You see these kids? These kids belong to the like big group from terrorist people. Kidnapped all these kids. They kidnapped it to just ask their parents to get the vegetables what they're growing up. You get these?
So the kids are
Actually, this is normally my uniform when I went to going to having like attacking or something or defend something or defend some land or attacking something. Sierra Leone, Nigerian, American, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Guinea, Tanzania, Liberia. Each single country who's sharing with United Nations or who's working for just one of the United Nations countries, they send something to them. Like they have to share by something. So there's people like Switzerland, they send like medication. Americans sending them money. Egyptian, Sierra Leone, this country sending like a people, sending soldiers, sending materials. So that was the United Nations camp. We build these camps sometimes when we need to build new battalions somewhere. Like sometimes we making like trips to discover the land. Then we decide to that land also we already cover it. We already decide to take it to belong to us under our cover. When we find people who's living there, like poor people need someone to rescue them or need some people to be behind them by the weapons, because usually it's not allowed to let any normal people, like any normal citizen, carrying weapons. This is not allowed back in there. It just only had to be with military making like they making good deals there, and they getting like containers of weapons, and they coming back to the inside Darfur, sharing the weapons, killing the people, just put them like under risk, 24 hours to just take their lands, take their.
Sorry.
So we build that camps sometimes when we decide to build like new battalions there. So I have for me it's few heroes. I just take them heroes because I saw them, like I saw what they are doing physically. I was there on a chair, I saw them what they are doing. Someone pushed me from the back, so I become like on the air. I have nothing under above me. The machine guns is with me. The chair keep moving like 360 degrees around to recovering everybody under there. So we're just flying 100 meters in the front, 150 meters in the front, and 100 meters in the back, and keep making like rounding in the top of the trees, top of the trips to just protect the trucks down there or the trips moving down there to protect them from the top. We have people protected from the front and from the back, and we are from the top as well. But if you will discover something in the front, some people who are wearing them, there is some traps to them, or someone who wanna bump them or put TNT on the floor or something like that, we should to figure it out from the top and inform them to stop, and we're gonna serve it out first, and we're gonna attack them first before they pass by them. So he was one of the guy, what I'm talking about. He's one of the heroes. His name was Hamid Zaki Al-Saidi. That guy is general. He was the general for my battalion. His name is Hamid Zaki Al-Saidi. He did a lot of job. That guy, his name is Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Now he's president for Egypt right now. He came to our battalion because he was so proud in Sudan. He was so proud by the stuff what we did, and he was so proud by that guy as well, because that guy did a lot. When he sent 2 trips in the beginning of his mission there, he sent two trips one by one, and both of them they are disappeared. He went outside by himself, just himself, with a car and machine guns and 1 soldier to drive his car. He got all of this, like 64 person, he got them, and he got back to the battalion by himself. It was all. He just decided to go out by himself. He didn't need any help from anyone. He just told the rest of the battalions, just stay here. I'm gonna go out, make the trip, and I will come back by then. After 24 hours, he came back to our battalion by himself. With the guys behind. So he was fine. I like him so much actually, and he's still best friend of me. We did a lot of job together. He helped a lot of Sudanese people need to, like, the people who's needing help, like the poor people and that kind of stuff. He was cutting from the amount of food for his soldiers and for his cops and the rest of his battalion, and he's sharing the same thing with the poor people who was living around the battalion. So the amount what he got from United Nations without the United Nations knows about it, he just separated, makes what's enough for the people inside the battalion, like soldiers and cops and officers and that type of stuff, and the rest they just give it to the people around it, just put it in the bags and give it to each family just in a second. And you won't find them anymore. You just put them underground by your hand. It's very hard to having these, you know. All of that stuff what I'm talking about, I never think about it before I have it. I was, as what I told you in the beginning, I was thinking the same like single person about Super Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox and that type of stuff. I never think about I will have that one day. But when I get there, I really feel like I can be a man. I can be like one. He deserved to leave. Like before that, I wasn't deserved to leave. I wasn't deserved because I was so selfish. I was thinking just only about me, about what I will get tomorrow, what I will get after tomorrow, what I will get next year. But when I get in this experience, I get to know about how I feel like to lead another people, to give a chance to another people, help another people to give him a chance to live the same way how I am living. Give him a chance to live, you know, to be alive. That's very difficult to feel by that. So after that, nothing gonna be makes you excited or makes you happy.